What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my Tech Vault. And today we're going to be taking a look at the ASRock X470 Master SLI motherboard. And basically what we're going to do today is we're going to go through and unbox it, kind of give an overall impression of stuff, and then of course we're going to be building with it in this upcoming PC build that I'll be doing. It's basically like a super RGB PC build that will have, like, you know, RGB RAM, RGB, practically everything, case, liquid cooled, everything like that. So it's a really nice system that we're going to be building, and you'll be able to see what this does in the system. Hopefully we don't have anything like the last system that we built, which was the B450 MSI Tomahawk motherboard that had a really bad faulty motherboard that I'm actually still in the process of getting RMA'd or actually sent back and getting a different motherboard. I'm not even trying to get the same one. I'm trying to get it totally different from a different brand because MSI really effed up on that one. So here we are today. So basically what we're doing today is just taking a look at this motherboard right here. We're going to unbox it, see what it looks like, give you my overall impressions and stuff. So let's get into the unboxing and then we'll give you my overall impressions. I mean, you know, I always like the packaging on ASRock, and I mean, I even have an ASRock motherboard. I have the Tiachi X470, and I like that one a lot. So it's really nice to see that, you know, I've personally found a big liking towards them just from past experiences. I mean, of course, I would always recommend, you know, make judgments for yourself and don't, you know, go off what other people say. I mean, you know, get first-hand experience. But this is definitely one of those systems that I would really say is a great, or one of those motherboard brands that I personally like just for their motherboards. Like EVGA, I know it has great power supplies and things like that. So let's go over what we get here. So we get an SLI bridge. It's not anything fancy. It's kind of the default one that they've given in the last couple generations. We've got ourselves a really nice, easy to find memory installation. Trying to think, book or instructions, that's the word I was looking for. Instructions, which is great, so you don't have to flip through this whole book to find it, which I also think is a great idea. Let's take a look at, we've also got some instruction manuals, software setup guide. I don't know how you're gonna, this is probably just for BIOS, and this is probably for installing everything, which looks like a pretty thick book as well. But that's deciding to get a postcard as well. I don't know if you want to send that to your friend or not. Hey, check out this new motherboard I got. It's super fancy. I don't know. And then, of course, you've got the two Wi-Fi antennae that are, of course, going to be, you know, screwed in on the back of the motherboard. You've got yourself two SATA cables. The I/O shield, I will say, is something that I want to make a comment about. I really am kind of disappointed here because this has no, like, graphics on the back, and usually, especially when you're paying something like $150 to $60 for this motherboard, I'd expect something a little bit better. I'm kind of disappointed on that one. Of course, you get the CD with the sticker in there, so I'm definitely going to be getting that out. And then, of course, some two screws. I actually don't know what these go to, which I'm going to admit that I have no idea, so we'll find out what those go to later on. Let's take a look at the motherboard itself now. So, just get this out of the camera real quick. Here we are. Here's the motherboard itself, and I gotta say, it looks really, really nice. So let me put this motherboard down, and we'll take a look at what it takes. I'm not gonna completely, you know, get outside the system or take it completely out of all the padding around it, because I don't want to have to worry about, like, doing any damage or anything to it. But just overall, just first impressions. First of all, this is a heavy overclocking motherboard, and the reason why I like ASRock so much is because their motherboards are great for overclocking, especially when you get something high up in a nice tier. The Tiachi motherboard has some of the best VRMs, so, or at least the X470 one that I have, so I'm going to just assume they did a good job with this one. As I said, I'm assuming, I don't know. But I definitely do know that it's going to be some serious overclocking by the fact that they've got an two 4-pin CPU connector and then another 4-pin CPU connector, which makes me really wonder. It's got to be some serious overclocking on this system. As for LED RGB connectors, we've got two of them I see right away. Those, of course, are kind of important. Why? Because, you know, the last motherboard I had, the last disaster I had with the Tomahawk, really had a couple buggy ones, and they were down here and up here. So we'll have to see how that goes. You got two CPU fan pins, all right next to each other, which is a good job on them. I like when they do that. And then, of course, you basically got the regular connections down here. They're kind of the same standard, you know, same standard connection for the front panel and stuff like that. Let's take a look at what we got on the sides, though. So I really got to say, though, I like this, the plastic cover here. Actually, I think it might be metal. Some of it may be metal. But I do like that plastic protector on the side for all the different things. It does look a really good job. And then, of course, you've got, like, the battery back there and stuff. The RGB, or the heat sinks, are actually pretty nice as well, and this, of course, is metal as well. You know, really good job on having a heat sink for the trying to think of the name of it. Heatsink for the M.2 drive, and then of course the chipset heatsink, which I think has RGB on it, and then you've got the regular 6 SATA connections all kind of lined up here, and then of course you got your RGB and then your USB. Oh, so it's even got the USB lighting system as well, which is nice there as well. I'm sorry, not the battery. The battery's down there. I don't know what was back there then. But yeah, you got basically, I believe, let's see, we got almost seven different connections for USB, and then a Type-C. So it all looks really good, and actually overall it just looks like a nice motherboard, like really something you want to put in your system because it's a nice looking motherboard. And well, basically what we're going to do now is, you know, put everything back together, and then I'll give you my overall opinions and thoughts of it. And of course you'll have to see it in the system when we build with this computer, this computer that we're working on. And that'll be coming out over the next week as well. So thank you very much for watching. Let's go over the final reviews and thoughts. So overall, I really like how the motherboard looks, and I really think that a lot of it looks really well put together. I know the MSI one had a lot of different discrepancies, and I mean, yes, it had a nice heat sinks and stuff for the VRMs, but I really do like heat sinks on this. It's a lot more complete, and of course the I/O is pretty much shielded. The other thing I would say about that, though, is that the I/O shield is a little disappointing. I would expect some nice covering or some backing on there, or some painting or some graphics on there that basically make it kind of blend in with the system, because of, you know, regular I don't know, aluminum heat I/O shield is kind of a little annoying, especially when you're getting a nice case with RGB and stuff. So that's my only complaints there, but I guess you won't really see it from the inside. Of course from the back you will, but you know, you're not really supposed to be looking at the back side of your computer as well. So that's going to wrap it up for today's video. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and of course check out the computer build where we actually use this motherboard, and of course see what we think of it from there. But thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.